Fear is kind of what drives me. It's always a bit scary to get on the track. Picture riding a bike with no brakes. You can't stop pedaling. Your feet are strapped in with a bunch of people elbowing you. There are a lot of times where it's incredibly hard, but in order to meet your full potential, you have to overcome fear. Use it to your advantage to keep driving yourself to be better. My name's Kate O'Brien, and I'm an Olympic cyclist. Seven years ago, I started doing bobsleigh. Kind of worked my way up the ranks in that sport and ended up going through the World Cup circuit, nearly being named to the Olympic team. I tore my hamstring just before the Sochi 2014 games, so I didn't end up going. After that, I was kind of left in the position of, what do I do with my life now? You know, do I keep going for another 4 years? Do I try something new? Do I move on? At the same time, Cycling Canada had a Talent ID camp, and I did it, and it turns out that I was okay at it.
These first couple of efforts might be a little bit rough. One of the kindest, nicest people you're ever going to meet, but once she gets on that bike, that hardcore, big, bad athlete comes out.
Changing my entire life as I knew it from bobsleigh to track cycling was really scary, especially after not getting to go to the Sochi games and putting so much effort into that. I didn't know if I could do it again, and I didn't know if I could do it in a new sport that to me is even scarier.
Cycling's perceived uniquely, more so than any other sport in the world, in the sense that we have athletes that get killed every year. Cycling is one of those sports where you get knocked down, you might be bloodied, your clothes may be practically ripped off, but you're expected to get back on the bike with nary a complaint. The risk of death is so high, the risk of injury is so high, and yet we're expected to just go about our business with, you know, a small crash hat and a little bit of Lycra between us and the road at 80k an hour.
If you look even beyond the physical nature of being on the track on this little bike, you look at fear of not winning a medal. Fear of the unknown is a huge thing for me, is to try to face ambiguity and uncertainty without letting it dictate my path. That's the challenge. I think if you let fear win, you're not really living your life. You're living a life of regrets, not knowing if you're even truly being who you're supposed to be. But I refused to give up, and I refused to let that dictate what I was going to do and how I was going to live my life, and because of that, I get to go to Rio.